Hi there, welcome to Help Solve the Case. This is Christine, and today, right now, we are just having a channel update. First of all, I want to thank you, all of you, for being here, those of you that have subscribed to the channel, and those of you that may have become a member. I recently put up a membership link, very low, 99 cents and just for some recognition, also to help support the mission. And I also want to thank all of you that come and watch my videos on this channel and have not subscribed. I cannot do it without you. I did want to address a couple things and ask for your opinion and your help. After all, this is Help Solve the Case, and I need your help. Can't do it without you. I'm kind of doing off the cuff here. So I started, one of the reasons that I started this channel is I like talking about cases and I love the feedback, more so the very nice comments as opposed to the very nasty ones. And I know that many of you are trying to be helpful and I really appreciate it. I also want to let you know that sometimes I don't see all the comments, and sometimes I'm unable to adequately reply to the comments because I have not gotten into each one of the cases in depth. And so I just don't have the answers. I don't have an opinion, and I don't have a particular side. My goal with this channel is to present all sides from an I don't even want to say an even perspective, from a perspective of trying to step into their shoes in the individual case. And I want to come back to sides, but I want to talk about one of the things, the Lindsay Clancy case. I was watching that live all day, doing my other jobs, which I'm going to talk about, and it got to be too much. It got to be too much for a number of reasons. The way the case was going, the way the prosecutor was doing the job, and it was very frustrating. And I also felt that I couldn't be objective. So I dropped out of it. And I'm gonna, once the verdict comes out or whatever, I can maybe talk about it, but I could not be objective. And I'm gonna leave that there. Speaking of objectivity, for those of you that have responded that you are so glad that I have retired, you know what? I'm glad that I retired from the street too, because it was very dangerous and police officers come into biohazards and shootings and stabbings and all that stuff every day. But a majority of what happens in the police department inside is actually worse than outside. And that's one of the reasons that I did choose to leave. And maybe I will tell that story, but I will tell it inside the Help Solve the Case bullpen, which I will get to. I did want to talk about sides. So besides doing this channel, I am currently working about 9 with about 21 defense cases currently, with a whole range of types of cases. And I am also working one, two, I'm working 2 police cases for unidentified humans, volunteer. I'm working a homicide for the police, volunteer. And I'm working a biological identification for somebody that doesn't know their parents, volunteer. And that is what this channel is about. Because as I'm sure you guys have jobs or you have ways of getting paid, I do need to get paid so I can give back. And that's why I really appreciate your support of the channel. But when we talk about these constitutional issues and I raise these things, and I really tell you, I'm not trying to be on one side or the other. I'm about having a successful outcome according with the Constitution and all those things in these cases. When I see the stuff that happens in the defense and when I see cases go bad for misconduct, intentionally or otherwise, I can bring that learning over to the police side and vice versa because we want justice. And as we can see in these cases, all kinds of crazy stuff goes on that may or may not have anything really to do with the case. I also want to say that I train law enforcement in forensic genetic genealogy, and that's another thing that I'm doing. I'm updating my course curriculum. I've been training them since 2021. When I talk about DNA, I really know a lot about the identifications and the way that system works, the current system for using forensic genetic genealogy in law enforcement and for our unidentified human remains. And I don't like what is happening. It's not being applied properly, which also brings us to our constitutional issues. And I recently added, I'm going to try to do a live stream. I don't know how that's going to go. Late in the day is very tough for me. I work very early, and to come on and live stream at the end of the day, sometimes I don't have the bandwidth. I think better on my feet in the morning, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to have more of you engaged. I want to talk about topics that you want to hear. One of the topics is the frickin' flock. And as a cop, I like the idea for one reason, but as a citizen and as a cop, I don't like it for several other reasons. And I want to talk about it. But we're mostly going to talk about it. Flock versus the Fourth, that is coming up. We're going to talk about it. I want to talk about it from the constitutional perspective. We talked about tower dumps. And I'm seeing these things real time. The work that I am currently doing today, supporting the police department and the defense, I'm currently involved in seeing these constitutional challenges during these cases, and that's why they're so important. The application across these cases. Carpenter, Riley, the tower dumps, all kinds of precedent. And that's why I feel that it's important to talk about it and make sure how we can make sure that they're applied correctly. We also have the one about the DNA. We've got the potential the problematic potential who knows what file access issue. We've got the genetic genealogy challenges, all sorts of things. And I want to bring that all to you. Also the other one is coming up is I want to take a look at the Matthew Nilo case, versus the Brian Koberger case. I want to go back and look at the forensic genetic genealogy. I want to see what's being challenged there because I believe that we need transparency in the court system. And I am not 100% sure, even though I 100% believe in the identifications that I've made and other people have made using the forensic genetic genealogy, I think we have some systemic problems in the way that that's being applied. And I think we have some constitutional issues about the way that that's being argued or protected under the Constitution. And we're going to talk about that. I've got some new stuff coming up on Carmelo Anthony and just all kinds of things that I can do here on this channel. But I have to balance that between, being able to get paid and doing everything that I'm doing because I believe in giving 100% attention to what I'm doing. And for those of you that want to doubt my credibility or my background or whatever, use my website. The link is up at the top of the channel. I'll be happy to send you my CV and we can go from there. And one of the things that I did want to show you, I did want to talk about the ad monetization issue. As you know, thank you everybody that's hit the button and subscribed. We were able to get this channel monetized. And I did make a post in the community about how expensive these unidentified human cases are and these cases for identifying suspects using forensic genetic genealogy. It is a lot. It is a minimum of $10,000, which is untenable. And that's why I'm doing the work on the law enforcement side to fix it. And I'm doing the work on the defense side to make sure that it's applied properly. But I am working these cases, and that's where I need your help. I would love your support. through just watching the videos, through a membership. If you are a business or anybody that wants to sponsor a case, I would love to have that happen. There's way too many of them. We got over 15,500 unidentified human remains cases and hundreds of thousands of cold cases. For example, and I probably have talked about this, just last year alone in the jurisdiction where I live, we've got over 100 open sexual assaults. And I don't live in a very big town. Okay. And that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable for the victims and it's unacceptable for the cops. And like I said, we can talk more about that, more private conversations and different things. So I thank you for being here. But that's what goes on in my head. I'm working live cases. I'm applying these constitutional provisions. I'm training our police. I want things to be done better, want more transparency and all that to happen. And I just want to be able to do what I love to do, and that is talking about these cases and getting answers for everyone, for everyone. And just a reminder, when you all post that I'm so stupid because I didn't see this and I didn't see that. No, I am not here fully investigating these cases that we're seeing on TV. I'm just not. I don't have the time or the bandwidth for that. So we're just talking typically about constitutionality, maybe presentation in court, results, what we think were going to happen, and things like that. If there is a case that you all would like me to get involved in and investigate singularly, well, we have to talk about that. Please post it in the comments below. We have to talk about that. I have to have the bandwidth and I have to have the support to be able to get paid to do that work. I just can't do everything for free. Speaking of that, I did want to show you, I had mentioned this previously, and I really would like to know what you think about this. Hopefully I put myself in the right spot. I did not. Let me move myself over. I don't know if that's worse or not. Okay. I was updating the calendar. This is the Help Solve the Case bullpen, and you can get there at helpsolvethecase.com. It is also, I put it up at the top of the channel. And I thought this would be really cool. I built this whole thing and I thought that you would find it very cool. I was going in, I just want to talk about updates because going forward in the future, I'm going to be talking about them in the community here. We have there's an Alex Murdaugh video that is going to release later today. We've got a pretrial hearing tomorrow, which will be interesting. The Jared Bridegan, Mario Fernandez, his trial starts on Monday. And we've got in the Carmelo Anthony case, we've got a recusal hearing. Remember, they filed for a new trial and they asked the original judge to that was on the case get off the hearing for the new trial. So we've got the recusal hearing on the 19th, and we've got the request for new trial hearing on the 20th. And we also have, I'm doing something on Carmelo Anthony because I saw the whole trial transcript got released, and I'm going to be coming in with a summary on that. But well, I'm going to say it now because I'll forget it. I've got the calendar in front of me. One of the things I wanted to ask you is, do you find more valuable me just going over these precedents, these pleadings, these requests for new trials, the preliminary hearings, the specific things, or would you like more of a specific case, play by play, watching it like I was attempting to do in the Lindsay Clancy case, which I at this point don't think is necessarily possible. Somebody made a comment about just read the summary. Well, that's not what I'm here for, because reading just the summary of these pleadings, we lose all the little details that come up, all the little arguments and I'll call them picky points that help us apply it better and help us understand the intent and what they're going for, and things that arguments that we may make in other cases, or arguments that we may need to fight against in other cases. So the whole document is important, in my opinion. I know some of you love that. You've said that you love that. So I'm just asking you because this is here for you. I love reading the documents. I love reading them live because then you get my, holy crud moment and you can tell for me being in the industry what I think is really crazy or very surprising, things like that. So you let me know. But speaking of support and speaking of us all being a community, I built this Help Solve the Case bullpen. And let me stop it for a second. You can go here and you can see all the cases. You can search the cases. And we have this one. Let's see. I don't know. I'm filling this in right now. Let me go to Tyler Robinson. Okay. So I have a little case overview. We have some of the timeline for the case. We've got our documents in the case. If you want to see the documents, we can put photos. All the videos from the channel are here. It will eventually load. If you want to follow a particular case, which you can star it here. All your videos will be right here so you can find them. You can go back and watch them and do that. We've got a community here where you and the people that are following those cases, all the discussions specifically related to that case are right here within that case. And that's what I thought was so important because sometimes with the YouTube channel, we're talking about different cases. Somebody made a comment on one case, but it applies to another case. And that's what the hardest part for me is in answering your comments and things. They all get lost in the stream of huge comments. And they do get lost. Many of you are making great comments, and there's so many of them. It's just very hard to keep track of. And here, it puts the comments right in the case. I can come in and add notes about what's going on, right? It doesn't have to be public on YouTube. We can all make our comments here within the community that are here for us. And it's not taking away from YouTube because we can still go and you can like it. You can subscribe, do whatever over on YouTube here. And you also have a little AI assistant that you can ask questions about, right? So some of those terms that I don't explain, I skip over in the document, you can ask it. You can ask it right here. I think that's pretty cool. We have a list of all the cases that you can go through. As I mentioned, we've got our calendar with everything, all our dates coming up so you can keep track of your case. And I put a few things. I'm trying to build more items here to shop and raise money for the mission. I just thought it would be pretty cool that we could all be in the bullpen together and we can be in the bullpen together sharing what's going on. I can be a little more forthcoming. We can discuss things on videos and different things that I can't necessarily put on YouTube because of the content policies. And that's what it is. I just wanted to show this to you. It is, I think it's $49. Let me log out. Here's what the website looks like from the outside. You can still get to the store if you want. You can get to the YouTube channel, but this is what it looks like on the outside. And where is it? It is $49.99 for the year. It is $4.99 a month. And I'm going to put different things in the bullpen, in the Help Solve the Case community, because all of this, besides the Stripe fee, all of this comes to me. YouTube isn't taking a portion of that. And I can do Zoom videos without ads, and we can do Zoom videos where you guys can come in. So I would like to know before I take this further what you think of it and if you want to be a part of it, because I thought this was a good solution that worked for everybody. But again, I don't know that. All right. So we've talked about upcoming cases. We've got Carmelo Anthony. We've got some stuff on there. We've got Alex Murdaugh, Lindsay Clancy. As I said, I don't know what to do with that. There's been a lot of speculation. some of the channels, people seem to be as frustrated. Brian Enton did a whole video about with a jury consultant that they think that the jury's going to go crazy. Frankly, I don't know how they're still sitting there. God bless them. And it's a very emotional case. There's a lot going on in that case. And I just want to apologize to you guys because I started following it live and I just can't do it with everything that's going on and with the deliverables. I will tell you, I will be going at the end of this month, beginning of next month, I'm going to the Arizona Homicide Investigators Conference. I'll be there. I'll be talking to detectives, helping detectives, sharing information. We'll see what I can bring back about new technology, what's going on with them. And we have some attorneys on this channel, which is great. We've got some cops on this channel, and we've got regular folks, lovers and haters, and that's good. I just want this to be fun for me. I want it to be fun for you. And I will say, I am happy. I gotta apologize about those ads. As you know, you may not know, we recently got monetized, and I went in and I did what Google said, and apparently the ad thing went freaking crazy. And the only way, we've got over 200 videos on the channel, the only way for me to take it off is I have to go video by video by video. It can bulk add the ads, but you have to take them off video by video by video. So I'm doing the best that I can. And my pledge to you is that if you consider supporting me in other ways, like the bullpen or the 99-cent a month subscription for the channel, I will remove those mid-roll ads because I don't want it to be annoying. I don't want it to be annoying. I think I mentioned in the post, I have premium for that reason. I'm going to start doing some lives. I would love to make this a more focused. I don't know how the lives are going to go. I don't know what time is best for you guys. This is just here. We're having a discussion, and I don't want to be having this discussion here. I want to move it over into the bullpen, but I need a majority of you guys that really want, if you want this to be what you want it to be, then come join me over there and we'll talk about it and we'll make it what you want it to be. But ultimately, it has to be entertaining for you. It has to be enjoyable for me to do. And for me to do this ultimately, sorry, but it's got to fund what I want to do. We have to have impact. That is what I'm here on this earth for. I wouldn't have signed up to risk my life all day, every day for the years that I did if it wasn't making a difference. And I can't do it without you. So I don't know if I mentioned everything that I wanted to mention. Thank you everybody for being here. You know, I love the support. I really do. When I write, oh, like it really keeps me going. And those of you that post the negative stuff, I hear you, but could you consider being a little kinder? Could we be a little kinder to each other? And I take that into account for myself, really. But free speech, say whatever you want, be here, don't be here. And that's it. I've got more coming for you today, more constitutional issues. My AI and my assistant and I, we're doing some very cool things, and I'm just really happy to be here and to have your support. And thank you for listening to my rambling. I'm going to get started with my day, and just let me know in the comments below or pop over into the bullpen. Okay, I'm going like this because I've got it on the other screen. Anyhow, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, I will see you on the next one.